Alright, I'm going to war. Say goodbye to the wife and say goodbye to the wife and kids for me. Dude, Destiny's not even in the top 15 on Twitch right now. Holy shit, holy shit. Like, see, I like this game. I haven't played this game in ages, man. This game used to be so much fun back in the day. And it still is. Like, it's just... But see, back then, when you were a kid, you didn't really care. Like, you didn't... It wasn't about, oh, it's just mashing things together, you know, or it's just button spamming or whatever. Like, back then, you didn't care. It was just fun. Well, no, like, people get mad at Dynasty Warriors because apparently it's like button mashing. It's a button mashing game. Well, it is, but other games are like that too. God of War? It's the same combat style, man. You spam a bunch of buttons. But you spam buttons on it. It's the same. It's the same thing. And it's not a dragon. It was a Hydra, you dumbass. Yeah, that was Poseidon. That was the god of the sea. You don't know who Poseidon is, do you? You don't know Greek mythology? You know who Zeus is? Who's Poseidon? Poseidon is Zeus's brother. They do actually.
Yeah, no they don't.
Mm-hmm. It's called history. History class should.
Not mine.
Well, then your teachers are retarded.
I'm sorry, you can tell that Tallahassee though. We were forced to learn shit we didn't want to. I don't know how his teacher falls, I'm assuming that. I had a cool teacher in English, that was the only class I gave a shit about.
Well, history is not English.
Oh, that's history. I like English though. And actually it is.
What?
English.
What?
Fucking deep, sir. It's fucking right.
English was so boring in school.
Well, you probably had a boring class. I actually had a cool teacher.
Why would you like English if you already speak the language?
Literature, basically.
Reading and writing.
No. Shakespeare and all that.
Okay, that's boring.
Yeah, for you, it is. I like actually Broadway stuff. And you should know this. I told you this.
History and English aren't that much different, really.
No, they're not, but I like it. I like art. I like the Broward Arts. The Broward Arts.
You like the what?
Broward Arts. Like,
Yeah, I know who Broward Arts is.
like performances.
like Shakespeare, there was great people in history. You know who Hitler was, I hope.
Nah, I'm not Jewish. I don't know who Hitler is.
Alright, so you know who Hitler is. Okay, and aside from Hitler, even though he was he was considered a really bad person, it's not a matter if he killed people or not. I don't care. Not really. The point I was trying to make was, you know who Hitler is.
No, I don't.
Okay, but you gotta admit, aside from him killing everybody, he did things that no one else in Germany could do.
What? He was Jewish too.
And it's not what I'm talking about. You're too focused. You're too focused on the Jew part, man. Think of the conquest. What did he do? What did he do? He took Germany in a time when it had no military, from World War I, all the way to about 1 million plus soldiers. But you see what I'm saying? He did other things that people don't realize. Like, so yeah, he was a bad person.
So did David Van der Haar, where it got him.
David Van der Haar didn't conquer the world.
Shut the fuck up!
Dumbass.
He did! New gods!
He didn't conquer the world.
Shit. Damn Van der Haar, we're gonna make you conquer the world. Oh man.
And in God of War, it's the story about the Greek gods. Well, Kratos is a Spartan.
Yes, I know.
You know who a Spartan is?
There's any definitions of a Spartan?
What's a Spartan soldier?
Okay. But you said you know what is. I don't know what
A Spartan's only one thing. Unless you're talking about Halo, that's not a Spartan.
different forms of Spartans, probably.
That's not a Spartan. Halo doesn't exist.
Can if you...
Not in real life, it does not exist.
One day it'll be. One day.
But if a Spartan actually existed on planet Earth at one point, a Spartan soldier, way before modern technology.
They say aliens never were real. Probably are, we just don't know.
Oh my god.
I know what you're saying, though.
So I like the movie 300. You saw that movie? That's based on a true story.
I know this.
Okay. Then you know who the Spartans are.
Well, not the people, but I know of the Spartans and knew what they did. And they got killed. And
You know why they did that, though? Why the 300 movie was made? 300 Spartans were standing up against the Persian
and they were actually pretty powerful, and they lost.
Well, they only had 300. He couldn't bring the army. The council wouldn't let him because they were paid off by Persia. But the Spartans basically, with the Greeks,
Did they make a second movie, though?
they made a second one. It's about the Greek version. The Greeks were in the seas helping the Spartans hold off the Persian Empire. But there's an actual real history event that actually happened.
I know.
That actually took place.
We don't ever talk about that in school. Like, I never learned any of that.
But see, think of it this way. The Spartans and the Greeks, they share a resemblance. They worship the Greek gods, because the Greeks were the... Think of it this way. So like in this game, all the nations in Greece at the time, they weren't united. Greece wasn't an entire country. It was a bunch of different kingdoms next door to each other, and they would go to war every day. They weren't friendly. And Sparta was considered the worst neighbor to have. And they were right next to Athens. So Athens and Sparta constantly had wars all the time. Okay? During the Persian Empire, they had to unite Sparta and the rest of Greece together to defeat the Persians. Otherwise, Greece would fall if they didn't put aside their bullshit and work as one nation. Pretty much. Okay? But the Greeks believed in certain gods. One of those gods was Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. Okay? How did Zeus come to power? He killed Kronos, his father. His father was called Kronos, because before Zeus, there were gods called Titans. Titans were the gods. And Kronos, every time he had a kid with his wife, would eat the baby. Because he didn't want anyone dethroning him. He didn't want an heir to his throne. He
cooked it or killed it?
He just ate it whole. He was a god. So Zeus, when Zeus was born, Kronos' wife at the time, Zeus' mother, got tired of Kronos eating all the kids. So basically,
Oh, that's where it says "swallow my babies" comes from.
Okay,
I get it now.
Kronos ate Hades and Poseidon and was about to eat Zeus, but Kronos' wife, Zeus' mother, hid Zeus away from Kronos. And sure enough, Zeus rose to power, defeated Kronos, saved his two brothers, and Zeus took Olympus for himself. Hades was actually promised Olympus, but was tricked by Zeus and got the underworld, so hell basically.
Yeah. Oh,
And then Poseidon got the ocean. So that giant serpent you fought, that was a god.
Oh, okay.
You fought Poseidon.
I never knew his name.
Yeah, Poseidon is one of the three brothers of power. Zeus is the last boss in the game, though. Spoiler.
Was he the Leviathan, or just that was his creature? Just the god?
Poseidon controls water.
Oh, okay.
He's the god of the sea.
That's why I call him.
So if he's the god of the sea, he can turn into anything that's aqua, like a hydra. That's the snake that you fought. That's a hydra with a bunch of heads. That's a hydra.
You know why? Because every time I think of Aquaman, that's why.
Right, but think of it like that. It's the same concept. Yeah. Aquaman's the king of the sea. It's technically Poseidon, just called Aquaman. It's the same because they both have because Poseidon has a trident as well.
Yeah, I know. Too many gods. That's why. That's why I can't keep up with them.
Except Aquaman's more of a hero than a god, but technically he could be considered Poseidon in the Marvel universe. DC, sorry.
It's okay. I don't want anybody to correct you before I do. I just don't want people to think it's stupid or something. I know you're not, but... Fucking power loaders are overpowered shit.
But Poseidon is the guy you defeat, and then you go to Hell and you fight Hades. And the story of God of War is actually quite unique. Because Kratos, not Kronos, Kratos, he is in a bad situation, okay? He's fighting a battle for Sparta, and he conquered a bunch of nations, and they were going to fight a really, really powerful nation. And during battle, he ends up losing very badly, to the point where he could die. He could get decapitated. And so on his knees, before he's about to be slain, or his head chopped off in front of his enemy, he asks the God of War, which is Ares. Ares, the God of War. Ares is another god, but he's the God of War. So there's different gods besides Zeus, Poseidon. So the big three are Zeus.
They don't mention death a lot. God of death that much.
That's Hades.
They don't mention him that much in anything.
They do.
Certain games.
Movies. There's a movie that came out.
Movie I knew that, but not in games that much.
No, he's in the game of God of War.
God of
But
War, that's all I know.
Ares, the God of War, is basically, he's the guy that you pray to before you go to war. And the more men you kill, the more happy Ares is, okay? But, see, Kratos made a blood oath. Basically said, Ares, if you cast down my enemies for me, my soul is yours. Or my life is yours, or whatever. Something like that. So Kratos basically sold his entire